Hello, this is Cherry, and you're listening to Kiss Radio. There is such a channel in Canada. So, this is my podcast, and we're going to just chit chat. Maybe it's a bit about languages because I do love languages. I feel like it's the easiest thing to learn because we have to open our mouth and communicate with people anyhow. It's very different from learning a musical instrument. You have to be in front of the musical instrument, and you like it or not, you have to practice it. Yeah, so I love languages. I feel like languages, it's just the sound of different languages sounds so beautiful. I love hearing most languages because to me, it doesn't sound rough or gentle or anything. It's just people using their mouth, different parts of their mouth, and produce sounds. And somehow people just understand each other. I have this silly theory. I'm Christian, so I always feel like God divided us because we try to build this Tower of Babel just to go against God. So when we are broken into many different dialects and languages, actually, it's like a puzzle. Before, when we only speak one language, that language is like a full puzzle. We know how it looks like, how it sounds like. That's the language we communicate with God. But once we are divided into different languages and dialects, then it's this perfect puzzle got broken into pieces. Now, I love learning languages. It's kind of like putting all the pictures back together. I feel like if I do, then you get to see a glimpse of how beautiful this original language is. Because as you learn different languages, you feel like there are words that can't be translated because in every single culture, we interpret a concept very differently. For example, in Chinese, we have a special term, hao sun, to talk about the love and regards we have for our parents, which we will never ever use it for any other kind of love. Hao sun is straightly for your affection. The affection is even a weird word for us, but more respect that we have for our parents and perhaps great-grandparents or great-great-grandparents if you have. But yeah, it's the paternal and maternal line, not even for your auntie and uncle. So each culture has something particular that they refer to, or even how we understand that same concept. For example, in English, we have authenticity. And in Chinese, I see the translation is translated into real, which is true. Authentic money notes, that would be real, is true. However, when we use authenticity to describe a person, now that's not about being true or not. It's beyond that. It's having, I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but being authentic is also being accountable to what we say and how we do things, that we're not just saying it without meaning something. I think authenticity can be translated into 真诚, 真诚. So the first word means real. The second word means devoted, loyal. Yeah. So being authentic has to do with that as well. Being devoted to something. I don't know how else to translate it. When you're authentic, you're being true to yourself. You're not lying. So what you say is true. What you do is true. So it has a bit of accountability involved more than just being true. And so, as I said, every single language offers a slightly different version of how we talk about concepts, how we describe what we see, how we experience life. And so, yeah, I love learning languages, and it helps us to have less prejudice, I think, because once you speak the language, when you can communicate with the locals, you really get to their level of seeing things. I mean, at least trying to see things from their perspective, instead of just using the only language that you can speak and, using translation to understand each other. Everything is still being lost in translation no matter how much I love the AI. For those who have seen my videos before, thank you very much for staying, even though I don't upload it regularly. I think I have a slightly better focus now that I think I will focus on everyday Mandarin, and it's going to be Mandarin for now because I studied really hard for it. I want to put it in good use, so Mandarin that is. And I'm going to talk about psychology. That's what I studied, and I really like it. I don't know how to do the whole format. I think with video is mainly for teaching and it will be more in Mandarin. And if you want to hear me speaking English a bit more, sharing concepts and stuff, that will be the English podcast. I really need to sleep. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. But I just really want to do what I set out to do. I always use words wrong because in Chinese, there's a saying. We say, 讲得出做得到. When you can say it, please do it. And I always translate that into English instead of saying, put your mouth where the money is. Is it that? I'm terrible with this. Put your money where the mouth is. I think put your money where your mouth is. Good enough. I kept on saying, put your foot where your mouth is. Because I was thinking in the Chinese term, right? If I put my foot where my mouth is, that means I'm acting upon what I said I'm gonna do. So making YouTube video is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And thank you very much for staying with me. I am so sleepy. That's why I'm saying things weird. Anyways, I will talk to you soon.